Now, look, I am standing here in front of you for one very simple reason, and that's because our country, our United Kingdom, did something extraordinary for my family. It welcomed them here as immigrants 60 years ago and allowed them to build a better life. And I passionately believe that I am the person that can deliver that victory for us. Because I don't want to just ignore Nicola Sturgeon, I want to take her on and beat her.
I spent some of my most formative years in Scotland. I went to primary school in Paisley, the West Primary School, before I moved to Leeds in England. And I consider myself to be a child of the Union. And to me, we're not just neighbours, we're family. Yeah. And I will never, ever let our family be split up.
Basically, if you don't freeze the energy cap, you're going to freeze the poor.
So Colin, what we're talking about is what's going to happen to bills in October, right? Which we don't actually know yet because that won't get announced for another few weeks. So what I would do is cut VAT off energy bills for everyone. That will come on top of the support I announced as Chancellor. That's worth around £1,200 for the most vulnerable families. But I would go further than that because I think there are...
Earlier that you'll never let our family, talking about the UK, be split up. Are you saying not now or not ever to another independence referendum?
If I am elected as Prime Minister, I will not allow another independence referendum. I mean, we had a referendum in 2014. It was once in a generation. Once in a generation is not up in 2022.
Since then, we've had Brexit, we've had COVID, which wasn't any government's fault.
I'm
coming to that. We're about to be in our fourth Prime Minister. For a lot of people beyond this hall, it feels like a generation. What's the timescale then? Is there a democratic route for Scotland to decide that it wants to change its future?
Look, it was
Is there
agreed
a democratic route?
at the time of the 2014 referendum, it was agreed by the SNP that it was a once-in-a-generation referendum. And Colin, I believe in politicians keeping their promises, and Nicola Sturgeon should keep her promise.
In Northern Ireland, it would be there would be 7 years between a border poll. Why can't that be the same in Scotland?
What she should be doing, rather than agitating for another referendum, is dealing with the very real issues in Scotland. And you talked about COVID. You know, there is a backlog in the Scottish National Health Service.
I know
that that is a priority for the Scottish people, and that is what we should be talking about, and that is what the Scottish Government should be dealing with.
Well, one of our STV viewers, Gavin Strathern from East Kilbride, says, you changed your mind on Brexit. Why can't the people of Scotland change their minds on independence?
I respected the democratic will of the people when they voted to leave the European Union. I was somebody before the Brexit vote took place who was, undecided, frankly, and I decided to stick with the status quo because I was worried about this disruption. Disruption didn't take place. I straight away got on with delivering the opportunities of Brexit, whether it was the trade deals, whether it was getting things done differently on sanctions, and I have done more than most ministers in the UK government to deliver the opportunities of Brexit. And what I am committed to doing is delivering for the Scottish fishing industry, delivering for our farmers in terms of new opportunities, and making sure we deliver on free ports in Scotland as well. So that is what I am focused on doing. I respected the result of the referendum